Hello and welcome to my Space Engineers vanilla play through game thingy. What we're looking at is exactly the reason why we just have to postpone just a little bit about our trip to space. This is... Whoops. When they're red, they're not friendly to me. And it'll only be a matter of time before they actually detect that I'm down there. And last time I was trying to follow one of these, I couldn't because I thought I had to use Control C or Z. That is also true, but just not in Spectator Cam. In Spectator Cam, it's Shift middle mouse, and then you follow it around. That makes it a little bit easier to discover what you have around here. Point at it and Shift middle mouse, that is. And if you don't want to look at it any further, you just point away from it and Shift middle mouse again, and it goes on its merry way. The reason why I'm kind to stall a little bit is when they're red, they're not friendly, and it'll be a matter of time before they discover that I'm down here. It should only take a single antenna inside their range, and they will send drones after me. And that would be a bummer if they did that while I'm not here. So what we're going to do first is to build some defenses. I have made some connections here to downstairs, one in each corner. In here I have made a connection from the underground conveyor line all the way up to there and all the way over here. And in here I have just pulled them up from my cargo container here and my hydrogen tank over here. And the reason I've done that is because when we make our defenses, our Gatling turrets, they will automatically draw ammunition. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to build some turrets, so we have peace of mind when we are in space, that we are not going to get attacked. There's lots of Gatling turrets. That's a turbine, and there's the Gatling turret that we're looking for. There is also a missile turret and an interior turret. The interior turret is more if you are in a multiplayer game where you can risk being invaded by other players. In single player they don't have that much use, except decorative. Or if you made a base that you want to export to the workshop and let other people work with it. The missile turret is okay, but it's not so they are not as effective as the Gatling turret. So that's what we are going to place up here for them. They have a pretty large footprint. They have a 3x3 footprint. So I would like the control panels to point the same way. That's just me. And I'll guess that we'll just have... There's a room here for that one too, but we may have to move some of the landing places to another place. And that one too. The footprint doesn't necessarily have to be on the roof all the way around. It can be here, as you can see. And I just want still the control thingy to be towards me. And the control thingy towards me. Now, this one is right on the edge, and these ones are a block in from the edge. That's not symmetrical, and normally I would go nuts about that. But it's just that these connections downstairs are straight, and that makes me more that's tickled me more than just there's a little bit offset here. While what I am most interested in for these turrets are that they actually work. So let's weld these up. Alright, now the turrets, all 4 of them, are welded up and tracking. If you go into turrets, all 4 of them, we can just make a group called base defend. What am I writing here? Base defense turrets. And the options I have is to the aiming radius. The reason why it's not up to the maximum 800 from starters is because that it takes more power. But power is not one of our concerns right now. So I can turn up the idle movement, but while the turret's moving when you're not firing, on and off. I can make them target missiles, which I would like. Target small ships, yes. Target large ships, yes. Target characters. If you are in a multiplayer game, yes. Otherwise, no. Target stations. Well, we are in here on the ground, so it doesn't really matter. As the stations would be things more likely on or in a ship, where you're flying and firing at a station grounded in the voxels, but leave it on just for nothing. Target neutrals, no, we don't want that. And use the conveyor system, yes. Right. Now, these do not fire with an empty stomach, so to speak. They need ammunition, and I can actually see I should have turned them over there because they're so close to the edge, but well, whatever. You can access the inventory from here, and you need to have some ammunition in here, and you can make that ammunition provided that you have magnesium. We don't have any magnesium, but on the other hand, we don't need that much. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this one, load it up, and look a bit about how its use of oxygen is rubbish, what its use of hydrogen is, and to give us a little bit about how much ice we have to bring up in space. Now, before we go, I'll just have to configure our conveyor sorter, the one we have on the back connected to our ejector. I have to configure it to whitelist stone, add, and drain all. And on the ejector, which I can't seem to find. There. You have collect all and throw out. Have them on. And just so that we can check that it's actually working, we'll just collect a little bit of stone. And owie. And put them in here. Ha! And it works, because the thud you heard over here was the sound of a voxel being thrown out. So it works. So what we're going to do now is that we're going over to found a magnesium spot right over here to my left, 600 meters away, with some magnesium above ground. We're going to go get that. We're going to put our... I just want to put some ice in, just for safety's sake. And put that in. That one's almost full. Yeah, I'll put that here. Right. And the rest in my cockpit. Okay. And the rest I will... and all the components I will... base large cargo container, put it there, and the stone too, and that would be automatically done to the refinery. I will turn on my thrusters, put my batteries on auto and on lock, and we should be off, and we are. And it's over here. I'll just... oh, wrong button. I do that a lot, it seems. And go over here. Whoops. My braking thrust is not that good. I should remember that. Maybe I should put on some extra thrust. Well, what do we do? I'll just keep this very flat, and I will put this in, and I will choose number 4, which are my drills, and double click, and it won't work. That's a new thing. It used to, but it doesn't. So I have to keep my left mouse button down. But I will, and all the stone is being thrown out, so all that I'm carrying will be magnesium. Now I have to keep an eye on how much weight I can carry. I see the blue stuff down here. Yes. It's magnesium. How much do I have in my inventory? And the stone is being drained, and I have magnesium here. Right. But you can see that comparing to oh, I just have to turn around here and land. I have to change these landing sites. Comparing to the power of the atmospheric thrusters, these are really powerful machineries. They do take a lot of ice, and a lot of power and a lot of space. So that is the main reasons why you wait a little bit by using them. That's our voxel down there. Okie dokie. Perspective cheats. It doesn't matter where I put this connector, whether it is right on top of the there, right on top of the hydrogen tank, because the hydrogen will be drawn no matter what. It should be it is now they're draining, and it's going down to my inventory, or to my refinery, where it will be making a lot of magnesium. Cool, and both refineries doing it fine. Now I want to make some ammunition now, and I'll just make 500, just so I've got something going. And if everything goes to plan, and my plan is that I can't remember whether this is doing automatically or that you actually need a modded script to do that, is that they should be getting the ammo automatically. They should be, yes, they are picking it up as they are being made. So as long as we have magnesium and ammo, then it will be working. Another thing I'll just want to show you is that I should turn off the engines. Is that when you are in here in our panel, if we go to a turret, what the heck was that? What was that? Oh, I sure hope that it was an unknown signal disappearing. Well, everything seems fine there too. The drill rig seems to be going too. Nothing here. Well, I hope it was the unknown signal that I didn't come up to, that because it was so close I could actually hear the explosion. Okay, back to what I was going to tell you. Turret. Turret. You have some programmable options here. You can choose to do that or do not. But you also have the ability to control. If you do that, you're actually in that turret looking around. And I could shoot myself here if I wanted to, but I just want to shoot down there. I can zoom a little bit by using Alt and my middle mouse. So if we are attacked by something, you could do it yourself, put it on yourself, but normally it's more than enough or better to let the AI handle the shooting. When you're here, to get out you press F, and you could make control seats and stuff where you could control it from, but you, from any cockpit, you can actually access this. I was thinking that since we are beginning to getting the red dots, whether we should put on a turret or something else here. But I don't really want to make the footprint any bigger than it is. So I'll wait with that. I could put a turret on here, an automatic turret. Nah, not now. I am not gonna put armor on my ship either. I tend to build my ships for a function. There are people out there who really wants to make their ships look pretty, which is okay. But for me, that's not the point. But I can, if you want to, I can build to show you how to build ships and how to use the design functions built in here. But for now, I will check on my inventory here. I have a full... No, I haven't. I need some ice. I'll search over in the base. Drill ship, that's okay. That's fine. Let's take from over to my... and then to my cockpit. Now, the reason I'm doing this is I want to, if I lose, if I will be spending all my hydrogen up in space, that I have the ability to kind of refill. But I will be doing that while I'm flying, as I'm using the other hydrogen, so I just have to make sure of that. Another thing we could have done, just checking that my tank is full. It is. Another thing I could have been doing was I could have put some atmospheric thrusters on to help with the lift up in space. But I would like to see how much this perform just as it is. So let's go to space. I'll turn on my engines and I'll disengage and up we go. Now I will go straight up, and I will go straight up until I reach zero gravity. The reason I'm doing that is because that if I'm out in space and I need an access point to my base, the shortest access point in zero gravity will be straight over my base. So that's what I'm going for. For those of you who followed my circumvention of the planet, this will not be an unfamiliar sight from you. I have been thinking about what I have to do in the coming time. I would whoopsie, I am just noticing something. Maybe I was too fast. Control panel, battery. 18 hours, that should be enough. Also when I'm going above in full power. Yeah, that should be okay. But you can see my oxygen tank is quickly going down when I'm using this. Well, let's see. Now, what I was thinking about, what I'm going to do next is the coming thing when I go into space is that I'm going to make some seasons. When we get into space and we want to establish a base on another planet, that will be season 2. Or we want to make a another season in an asteroid base instead. Oh, that hydrogen goes down fast. I was hoping that I would get up to a coasting point before I lose. This could end really, really badly for me, I must say. This could end up in me totally smashing down. I might regret not putting on an atmospheric thruster on this one. Yeah. I am going on momentum. I have nothing in my hydrogen tanks. Ooh, exciting. Whoopsie. That's not what I wanted. Now I'm out of focus for the base. The problem with now is if I let go on my up, the dampness would stop me. Let's see what happens now. No, I'll lose speed. I'm noticing that I'm not having my altimeter on. That's weird. The wrong button again. That's the one I was trying to find. I turned off the inertia dampeners. You can see now that my O2 generator is trying to fill up my tank, which by now is completely empty. So I hope I can find some ice deposits up here. But right now I'm on 0.14 gravity, and it really annoys me that I can't see my height. I have to find out whether I unclicked something to make that disappear. Strange. Normal you would when you're oh, let me just check something. There it is. I just have to be in first person. I'm 30 kilometers up and 0.12 gravity. Right. I never noticed that. Well, you learn something every day. That's where we had the silver. That's the thing where we had the silver. And right now, my hydrogen H2 generator are trying to produce as much hydrogen as they can. And the good thing is that we're up in zero gravity. We won't use that much. Now when we get to zero gravity, I will put on the dampeners, and that will stop us, and then we will make a marker, and we'll always know where to come back. Because when we take to other planets, you usually use a jump drive, and the jump drive can't jump into a gravity well. So that's why it's so important that we find a spot that's outside the gravity well, so that we have the opportunity of doing that. Jumping from Mars, for instance, and landing here on on a point outside the gravity well. And from here on, we just have to coast into the planet. The most of the coasting on the planet I would do would probably be this orientation, because I'm not sure that I'm pretty sure that my forward thrusters will not be able to rest my drop towards the planet. And I'm still going. Right now, I'm using a minimum of hydrogen, but I'm just coasting with my dampers off. I'm not adding any pressure or power to my. There it was, set to my hydrogen thrusters. So. Now we're stopped. Now I could go into my K menu under GPS and view from position, but I could also press my chat key, which is my enter key, and then write /GPS space, and then what I would call it. Let's got the space. Now let's say base approach. When I go into my GPS, I'll have base approach here. Written wrong. Base approach, and I like to keep that with a space, so it'll be the first you see. Right. Now, what we are going to do now is we are going to check out some asteroids. There was an asteroid down here that we missed, or was it? I just go to my GPS menu and then space silver so I can see where we've been, and that was that one down there, and that's 7 kilometers away. Let's see if that's the moon. I just missed. We just passed some on your way up, but never mind. Let's go somewhere. And coast. Up here, with no gravity. Oh, I just entered the gravity well. I said that a little bit too fast. But you don't need that much hydrogen. So when I get to space, and I brought my ice along, I have the ability to produce some hydrogen on my way. It'll take a while though, but hopefully I can get up to enough to arrest my fall, because that was going to be, I will be in free fall, and that's a lot of noise here. I hope you can hear what I'm saying. Push on Z, and put on Z to arrest my traces. Right. Now I would just check that my ore detector is set to maximum, which it wasn't. So I can now fly up to this, and already I find platinum. Right, cool. Now that's so cool. Now this is a deep deposit, but just, I guess, Yeah. Just in case that I just make it long. But it can be a little bit hard to see with my lights. My spotlights here, all 4 of them. Space surveyor spotlights. I'll just get into my G menu. My G menu. Hello. There. And I'll take my groups and I'll take my spotlights there and toggle block on off and 7. Yeah. I might be in luck that this is actually a surface deposit. See that? Oh, that's my lights. Oh, I need to have my helmet closed. Did you notice that the red glow? That was my health going down because I had an open helmet. Man, I just have to inside here take off my interior lights because I think that will help, and I should move all those out. Is this still my lights? It was. See that spot there? That is the platinum in a surface deposit. So we found it on the first try. It never happens. The only thing we need now is that we go to the next asteroid and we'll find uranium. But for now, we'll just take some of this platinum. And no, first of all, sorry. GPS space platinum. And we'll just what we could do also to minimize the use of hydrogen is to put some ion thrusters on when that comes. But now we'll see where. Platinum. Why do I have that? Oot! Thank you. Smoky. We'll just take a little bit of that. If you notice that my hydrogen is building up. Cool. Now we have some platinum. Let's just fly around and see if there are any other ores. On the way back, we'll just check the silver ore that we found on the other one. Oh, I broke something. I was a little bit too good, and I don't have. Damn it! I don't have any things to to repair it with. What is it that's not working? It's the connector. Okay, that's not good, but it's nothing bad that we can't fix when we are back. Yeah. I'll just have to be careful not to hit into rocks while I'm digging, because that was what destroyed. Some of these asteroids are pretty spectacular to look at. Nah, nothing here. Then they see, just my the planet gravity takes over me. Right. I'll just be falling. Where are my base? Come on. Where are the base? Down there. Alright. I'll just spur my way over here. So I'll get closer to the zero gravity thing. Unknown signals also spawn out here in space, but that one there is down on the planet. But they also spawn out here, and you will be able to find other stuff in those, primarily canvases that you use for parachutes and stuff. Now, all I'm going to do now is I'm going to fall towards the planet, hoping that my ice will hold. To produce enough hydrogen for me to actually be able to land. It's going to be close, but I will just fall, and I'll see you then. This is not... I am going to crash. Look at this. No hydrogen and nothing. I'm going to die. What a waste. What a waste. How far to my base? 6 kilometers. It's doable. It's doable. Holy moly. Well, I'll just make a GPS marker here. Wreck. Right, what I'll do now is that I'm going to fly home to my base. I will grab my atmospheric thruster and some materials, and I will come back to fix my hydrogen thruster. But that have to be in the next episode, because this is running to be quite a long episode. So I'll see you then, and happy building and flying.